Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. I'm going to make this a part two. I've been doing these part two videos, right? So the last video I made was about healing PTSD after narcissistic abuse. This is part two because I just want to clarify a few things that I said because I don't want to be misunderstood. One thing I said was like, the work I do works, right? And I said that it was a bold claim to make. The reason being, not because what I'm saying isn't true, it's because like there are some people that will come at me for claiming to be able to heal people or do things that transform them in an unconventional way. I'm already dealing with that in my life, right? The people that come into my world, the work speaks for itself. But there are some people that want people sick, that don't want them to heal and transform, that need you trapped, that actually rely on it. What I share is going to irritate them. There are other people that have copied my work, taken my work, but it doesn't come from a pure place. So when they've used it, it hasn't worked. And it's not theirs to use. It wasn't theirs to actually do. They just thought they could exploit it, make money from it, whatever they wanted to do. Therefore, that could look like it's not working. The stuff I'm doing is working, but making bold claims, right, which is what I'm going to have to do in order to do this, is something that's unconventional and that could like put me under a bit of attack, right? That's what I was trying to explain. I take the responsibility seriously and I know this stuff works, and that's why I'm going to absolutely scream it from the rooftops, because like I am absolutely done with watching people suffer. I'm done with the rubbish out there. I'm done with the absolute illusions and lies. And to do it, I'm going to have to say it truly. And when you speak the truth, some people are going to come at you. Or try and exploit your work or do something to discredit you or whatever it is. And still what we do here works. And still I'm going to set people free. And still it's going to work over and over again. And it's going to put in the spotlight some of what's not good in the world. There's no other way to do it than this. So the stuff I do does, this is why it was so hard for me to say, right? The stuff I do does heal people from PTSD, but I have been not speaking about it very loudly in that way, or not saying exactly what it does, because I know the people that could come at me. I don't know what that backlash is, and I'm just going to have to be willing to be in the midst of it and stand true, because it does. When I started this YouTube channel, it was because I posted something on the internet about narcissism and trauma. And there's been many people in my life that I've been working with for years that I have taken completely out of trauma. Completely, they're healed from their trauma. But I said something, and someone who was a trauma-informed coach, who was constantly watching me and constantly irritated because people would write testimonials about the work they did with me and how they would get healed of their trauma. So the trauma-informed coach got really angry about what I was saying, because it was going to set people free, and she ran a business that relied on people staying traumatized and believing that they needed to come into her world where they were traumatized, and she was the one that was taking care of them, but she wasn't setting them free. She was just capitalizing on their trauma. I've spoken before about people coming to my world. If you come one-on-one with me, it's 6 weeks. If you are not healed, if you are working, let's say about therapy, if you are in therapy for years and years and years, it's not working. There are things I can show you and tell you how to do that will set you free, but it does make certain people and industries questionable. So the results I was getting with people was irritating this person. And she'd come at me so many times, not because I was really very publicly going out there with my work, it was because of what other people were saying about it. And then I would post a few opinions. And I felt like, no, I'm going to share this with the world. I'm going to do something. I'm going to help this change on the planet. So the reason I was, why I get anxious about making bold claims about what it does is because of people coming at me. And still, if I don't say what it does, I'm going to do a whole disservice to all of us. Because I do know how to set people free. I do know my work works. The energetics and stuff I teach, it does make a huge change in the world. And it is a missing link. I do use spiritual gifts. I do things. But again, some people, I said to you, there was a video I made about, am I new age? Like someone was calling me something. God gave you my gifts. Whatever God you believe in, there's no doubt that he puts his people on this planet to help people. There's no reason you should be in healing for months and months and years. None. It's not working if you are. I can show you quicker things to do. I've got no interest in keeping you needing healing. In fact, I want to get you healed and then moving on and creating your dreams and doing other things. My business does not rely on you staying stuck. I don't exactly know how it's going to work, but there's no way I'm going to capitalize on people's sickness in order to make financial gain. That's not it for me. And it's not it for you, because I believe that the more we heal, the more we can do in the world, the more we can actually do positive things on the planet for each other and for the planet as a whole. So I kind of rely on the divine to let me know what's the best move to make in that, but there's no agenda in my body about keeping people stuck. And there are so many industries that are here to keep you stuck, to keep you sick, to keep you healing, and to not see the truth. I'm going to literally help you see past those illusions, and at the same time, it does put me on the line a little bit because I don't know how else to say it but the truth, which is that the work I do sets you free from PTSD. It will heal you. Gosh, I feel even like, whoa, because you're not allowed to say things like this. You are not, but it is the truth. And you'll go on and be able to build your best life from now on. And I think we've got to be bolder and braver and actually own the truth of things and see past all the rubbish that's out there. Goodness me, it's a merry-go-round. If you're in therapy for years and you're not healed and feeling great and creating your dreams, it is not working. You're being gaslit, completely gaslit. If you're trying to deal with your PTSD and you're being told this is a prison sentence and how you have to be for the rest of your life, I'm telling you it's a lie. You don't. And when I say what this work can do, it's going to upset the industry and upset people who are literally not doing the right thing. Let's go. Let's go, because it's the true work on the planet. It's what's meant for people. You're meant to be set free, and you're certainly not meant to be fixing yourself for the rest of your life. There's actually nothing wrong with you. Most of the people here, there is something very wrong with the people they've been around, and they've just not been taught to recognize what that is. All right, my loves, lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.